Hi everyone, and welcome to part number 2 of the Learn HTML5 and CSS3 course/series. Now, if you recall, this is what we learned in our last video, and we got this far. We added a title to the tab, we added a title to the web page, and we also created our first sentence, and we also learned about tags, HTML, and what CSS3 is as well. So, let's get started on video number 2, on part 2. So video number 2, part 2 is going to be very short. I'm just going to be talking to you about two things: how to bold your sentences and how to italicize your sentences. So let's get started. What we're going to do is hit enter after this sentence, hit enter and create a new paragraph. Not a new paragraph, but we want to create a new sentence, which is why we'll have to use the P element or tag. An opening paragraph element and a closing paragraph element. Within them, we'll type in, "This is a bold sentence." Copy paste this to create another sentence. And instead of bold, we'll type in emphasized, as emphasized is another word for italicized. So we'll save this, just give you a little time to look at this and copy it. So we'll save it, go to our web page and refresh. As you can see, it says this is a bold sentence and this is an emphasized sentence. Now we need to work on actually bolding it and emphasizing sentences. So there are two ways to bold and emphasize for each of them. So I'll show you number 1 for bolding and emphasizing, then I'll show you number 2 for bolding and emphasizing. So for bolding, way number 1 is using the strong tag. So we'll just surround whatever we want to bold with an opening and closing strong tag. So here's our closing strong tag, and here's our opening strong tag, and within is whatever we want to become a bold sentence. Now we can save this, go to our web page and refresh. As you can see, with help from the strong tag, this sentence has become bold. Now we'll learn about way number 1 to emphasize your sentence. That would be the name of the element to emphasize a sentence is called EM. So the description, the EM element represents stress, emphasis, of its content. So basically emphasizes it. And we can add a closing EM element. And just so you know, EM stands for emphasis. Now we can save this, go to our program and refresh it. And as you can see, the sentence has been emphasized. Now, we will go and learn about the second way to bold a sentence and the second way to italicize a sentence. They're both very simple. Instead of strong, just type in B, an opening B tag and a closing B tag. So we have our opening B tag and our closing B tag. B stands for bold. Now we can save this, go to our web page and refresh. And as you can see, there's no visual difference, as both strong and bold tags have the same effect. Now we can learn about way number 2 to emphasize a sentence, and that is the exact same way for number 1, which is just having an I for italicize. An opening I tag and a closing I tag. So this is an opening I tag, and this is our closing I tag. We can save this program, return to our web page, and refresh it, and as you can see, there is no visual difference yet again. Now, before we wrap up our video, we'll learn about what is the difference between way number 1 and way number 2 for bolding, and way number 1 and way number 2 for emphasizing. Well, the difference is that the first ways that I showed you are semantic. Semantic is the preferred way to program it. So strong and EM, those elements are more preferred over the B and I element. You're probably wondering why, as B and I are shorter than strong and EM? Well, it's because, again, strong and EM are semantic. Well, semantic means that it actually means something to the code. Like when you see the computer looking over the code, it actually says this is strong, this is EM. It actually stands out in the code. While you use B or I, it is non-semantics. It doesn't really mean anything to the code. While the visual difference may be the same, this is a difference between the strong and B elements and the EM and I elements. So that wraps up video number 2 and part number 2 of the Learn HTML5 and CSS3 course. We can just review what we learned. The 2 ways to bold a sentence and the 2 ways to italicize or emphasize the sentence. It wasn't a short video, but that is the end of part number 2. If you liked the video, please subscribe and remember to smash that like button, and I'll be back soon with more content in this series and playlist very soon. Thank you for watching.